Hi, everyone. You're welcome to Synergy International Nursing Network. My name is Olayinka. Welcome to the Nurse2Ireland Do It Yourself Masterclass from start to finish. Based on frequent questions and feedback from candidates that has enrolled in the Nurse2Ireland Masterclass mentorship, there is this question about the difference between academic transcripts and that of professional transcripts. So as part of your registration process for the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland, you are required to upload or submit qualification form. Out of this qualification form, it is required that your school, your university or your colleges of nursing attach or send alongside with the qualification form your transcripts. It just said transcript of the program. That is what is written there, transcript of the program. But what is required of a transcript of a program is what I'm going to explain today. Now, generally, once you finish from a school, you have a transcript, which is the academic transcript. So I'm going to be explaining the difference between academic transcripts and the professional transcripts. So what is required for your NMBI registration is the professional transcript and not an academic transcript. But most schools will require you to already have your academic transcript before they can, process your professional transcript. For instance, I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife. So when I wanted to do my registration, it is required that I already passed, I already graduated, and I have my transcripts, my results available, in the university level before I could, request for a professional transcript. Now, let me show you a bit of some background, information about what is required. So just exercise a little bit of patience there. I'm just going to pull up some document for you so you can see. Now, so I have this Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland, the qualification form. So what happens is once you get to your NMBI portal and you want to upload your informations and documents, it's going to require you, to download that form. So we won't be going into that. You can check our previous videos on this that we have shared before, okay? So qualification form, this will be downloaded when you are, applying, when you're submitting your document. So you can always download this. I've done a video to show you where you can download this in the previous video, so you can check that. So this is the qualification form that needs to be downloaded. I'll download it. I can send this in the group so you can find it. It's the same, but usually once you have started your registration online, your name, your date of birth will be here. Okay, so or you can just download it if you don't have it already written, so you can use it, take it to your higher institution. So go through this. Instructions for the higher education institution. Section A to C should be completed by the head of nursing or midwifery education. So A, B, C, okay? Now, we look at the A. It's the transcripts and program syllabus, okay? Some schools already designed their transcripts and the syllabus is already together, all right? So now this is different from schools or colleges to colleges or universities to universities. So I always say check with your school, what is the structure like? So you also need to provide the official transcripts and the program syllabus or curriculum relevant to the applicant's completed program. Now, what makes a transcript professional is that it contains a breakdown of the education in clock hours. Now, I'm going to show you on some samples from my own, okay? This was my own, so I'm going to show you. But just to let you know that the transcript you are required to provide, or that your school or college or university is required to provide, is the one that shows the breakdown of the program in clock hours, like how many hours. You know, as nurses, we do a lot of clinical rotations. Everything had to be, clocked. They had to be, hourly, or so to say, programmed. So the theory and clinical hours must be outlined separately. We do theoretical in the classroom and then clinical. So these have to be in the transcripts. So the syllabus or the curriculum must be relevant to the program completed by the applicant. Okay, so this goes together. You can't just submit syllabus alone. So for people that have been asking that, where will I get syllabus? Your school, your college has their syllabus. So I cannot provide a syllabus. You can use another person's syllabus. Okay, every school, every program, so long they are accredited by the required body in that country, then they should have a syllabus or a curriculum. So they put a syllabus, maybe it is called a curriculum in your school, you understand? So that is what, so you need the official transcripts and the program syllabus. I said for some schools, like for instance, like mine, the program syllabus or the program curriculum is already embedded in the professional transcripts. So it's not separate. So remember, this is completed by the higher education institution. So either by your HOD or designated person in your school, college, or university. It can be, once completed, it can be returned to the applicant. Can you see that? Okay. Once completed, it can be returned to the applicant. We may contact you to clarify and validate information. So your school may give you this. So they need some school. I've had people say, oh, my school did not give me my transcripts. My school did not give me my transcripts, or so they said they're going to Korea it themselves. That is fine. But some schools, they will hand it over to the candidates and the candidates can Korea it themselves. So this is just for you to know, once it can be returned to the candidates. So if you submit it yourself or your school sent it, that's fine. There's no problem about that, so long it gets to NMBI. So they are required, please tick to confirm you have forwarded the official transcripts. Tick to confirm that you have forwarded the official course syllabus or curriculum document for the applicant nursing or midwifery program. All right. So that is section A. Section B now, this is the part that makes it professional. Summary of education. So it's complete the summary of education below for the nursing or midwifery program completed by the applicant. Please note that the clinical laboratory hours or the clinical practical hours that you do as clinical rotations are counted as theory, as they are self-directed learning hours. Now remember that, so I know I went straight, to a degree, BNSC straight, and we have laboratory hours that we do in the classroom. This is different from the one that is done in the clinical area. So now they're telling you that the clinical laboratory hours are counted as theory. So it is not part of the clinical practice hours that you do in an hospital setting or in a clinical setting. The clinical practice hours must refer to hours of direct patient care that are mentored, supervised, and assessed. For Nigerians, I know we have that small little book that we used to sign. I think it's called RAIN, or if I still remember, RAIN that you use for your, instruction. I think it was called, I think it's RAIN, record of instruction. Yeah, record of instruction. Or something. Yeah, record of instruction. So you have that. Either you are mentored, you're supervised, or you actually carry out those procedures. They are marked and there are hours allocated to that. The transcript for the program states units or credit or instruction. Please state the number of clock hours in a unit or credits in the table on the right. So can we see here this instruction measure? 1 credit equals, is it 12 hours? 1 unit equals 10 hours, depending on what is obtainable in your school. So I cannot give you, and this part C is to be signed and all that. So remember that you should have university or college email, okay, or work email. This work email is for the person, the person filling this form, either the HOD or the principal of School of Nursing or a designated person that is doing the transcripts. Now, for most schools, for most institutions in Nigeria, they don't have a work email. Okay, work email will say, maybe for instance, OAU Ife. I think some Ife has a work email. I don't know for other schools, so you can check with your school. They have a work email. It can be the first name, maybe olainka@oau.edu.ng. I know that it's for OAU is oau.edu.ng. For your school, it might be, that is, it's not a Gmail, it's not a Yahoo Mail or any other thing. Now, if your school or college or university does not have a work email, you can actually send, you can write a letter, a separate letter to state that, and then upload it, as part of the additional documents. So they know that they can put the required email. If the person doing this has a Gmail, you can put the Gmail, but make sure you attach a letter, just write a brief letter to say that the school does not have an official, a work email, and this is the email that was used, you understand? So we can do that. So this is the form that you have to take to your school again and fill them in there. Don't forget the total hours, okay? Total hours of clinical practice have to be here. Total hours of theory instruction have to be here. Then total hour of both theory and clinical practice have to be here. Now, how do you know? This is what the NMBI will use to assess your eligibility to practice. They'll see if your background education, is close to what is obtainable in Ireland. So given that, I'm going to show you what is obtainable in Ireland and what is expected, okay? So this is not to say that you have to, yeah. So this is a document I've downloaded as is Nursing Registration Education Program in Ireland. So I just came here straight to page 72. You can download it, or you can find it, as time. I'm going to send it to the group. So you see theoretical and clinical instruction for general nursing. Now this is what is required for Ireland. So if your own university or college is less than this, it might not be suitable. If it's closer, then they can say, okay, then you can come in for adaptation or for what they call, compensation measures, which is what is obtainable generally. So the theoretical and clinical instruction shall comprise of no less than 4,006 hours. Theoretical instruction, no less than 1/3 of 46 hours. Clinical instruction, no less than 1/2, that's 2-3 hours. So that means if your program in your school is 5 years, now look at it, said 2/3 of the theoretical content of the education program is devoted to nursing studies. 1/6 to biological science and 1/6 to social sciences. This is what is obtainable here. So what is obtainable in your school? Your school will already have a draft of this. So they only have to, insert it there. But I'm just showing you this as the standard for Ireland. And this is how the breakdown is. Okay, this is how they break that down in weeks, number of weeks, theoretical instruction. Now, the total requirement of the program has to be 144 weeks. In Ireland here, it is 4 years. They are nursing, university nursing here, then it's 4 years. There's nothing like a school of nursing, or they just have, a 4 years university affiliated schools of nursing and colleges of nursing. Those, original, that's the way, 4 years. So 144 weeks, in a year we have 52 weeks. So this is this is what the minimum, this was required. So theoretical instruction is 3 weeks, clinical instruction 45 weeks, then internship 36 weeks. So a total of 144. So I have a further breakdown here as well regarding, this. So I'm only showing you this for you to know where they are coming from when they want specificity. Now, this is kind of like their curriculum or their their own, what's it called, syllabus. So general practice medicine, 18 weeks. This is our number of weeks that they spend in each of their units, clinical rotations and all that. So check out in your school. This is what should be available as well in your transcripts, So they are required to spend minimum of 2 weeks in emergency, 2 weeks in operating theater, 2 weeks and all that. I think I remember that we were spending something like this as well when I was in school. Then remaining regulated placement in 5 weeks, total of 81 weeks supernumerary and internship. So those are what is obtainable. So the same thing you have obtainable for midwifery as well. I'm going to stop this share. Okay, so I hope you're following through the difference between the academic and the professional transcripts. Now, before we finish, I'm going to show you the difference based on samples that I've gotten. Like I said, this is just my own personal sample that I use, so this may be different from what your school uses or so. I hope you understand. All right, so I'm going to share that now. Now, this is an example of an academic transcript. Okay, an academic transcript will have the course code, the name of the school, your name and all that, the name of the school, address of the school, the year of entry, and maybe year of admission will be up there, and department, the title of each of the units, credit unit, grade score, grade points, cumulative CGPA if possible. So, this starts from year 1 or to 6 years. So I spent 5 years for nursing in OAU, as you can see there. Okay, that's mine. I did brilliantly well. My year 1 was sweet, even with all the struggles. But yeah, my elementary mathematics 105. Oh my God, I can't forget this. So this is just a digression, and just a reflective period for me looking at this. Even though I thought I was struggling, then I still had a good grade. So this is what an academic transcript looks like. You can see that there, okay? So it only shows your grade, the note, and all that. It does not show number of hours. Is that okay? Now let me show you what a professional transcript looks like. I think I've shown you that. Okay, so now this was kind of what a professional transcript came out. This is just a rough sketch. I remember that when we were preparing this for my sets, for my own transcript, especially the midwifery one, there wasn't anyone available then in my school. They hadn't done that before. So I had to go and, make this work out. We had to do a lot of, myself and the designated person, we did a lot of work trying to put into hours the actual work that we do. We do a lot, only that like quantification of it was very challenging. We eventually got these hours. So this is what you have will be a this is it is an old form. Okay, this is an old form because before it used to be hard copy that you will download and fill. So Now, the school should have their own professional transcripts already, drafted and all that. So, which usually will be the same for all students. So that's the way a professional transcript comes with the number of hours. If you can see here, general specialist medicine, like this is just a template. It's not an exact, let me just leave that disclaimer, not an exact picture of what is obtainable. Like you can see, it's a rough work and all that. It's just a template trying to explain, So, and again, this is an old form for NMBI, it's an old form. Now you are not given this form. The other form you are given is the one I've shown earlier. You understand? Your school had to be able to create a transcript that would talk about the courses, the program, and the clinical and theoretical hours that you spend as a student. All right. So I think that's just a summary for those that have been, requesting for the difference between an academic transcript and a professional transcript. So this is just a very quick one for you out there. If you are still looking forward to enroll at the Nurse2Ireland Mentorship Masterclass, organized by SynergyNurses Network, feel free to do that. You can, check up on our website or on our social media, or you can send a DM and then we'll send you details on how you can enroll. Thank you very much for all our candidates that are enrolled already. We're proud of you. You're doing well. Just be patient with the process and please make sure you ask questions. Remember, if a wrong document could delay your process and could be very frustrating. So get your document right, ask questions. Bye for now.